I think for a fact that a black story needs to be told in the public eye, not in just the oh black people are so strong. There's no faults to their relationship. No, there's a whole bunch of faults, and I think that it needs to be shown that they can get angry at each other, they can get mad at each other, they get sad for each other, they can feel all these emotions for each other. But when it comes to the end, they're still gonna love each other, still gonna understand that hey, you were there when nobody else was there for me, and understand that yo, I am yours and you are mine. And in the day, this is gonna be forever thing. You know what I'm showing in this film is that there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs when it comes to this relationship that I'm showing. There's gonna be a lot of ups and downs. They dealt with their past relationships, so they're trying to bring it back into what it is when it comes to this film. They have relationships where they thought they loved the person, but they never did. The other person didn't love them. The other person gave them a false idea of love, gave them an idea that didn't show their true affection, didn't show how they felt for one another. And I feel as though that uh, for this that I'm making right now, I'm gonna show what that is. You know, what the meaning of a conditional love is, the meaning of what can go on in a relationship, what can go on, behind the scenes. And we see on Instagram where the girlfriend's saying, 1 year relationship goals, but the next minute after they get done with the video, they can go straight to arguing. You go straight to this and that. Why you ain't popping the video like this? So it's these ideas that keep popping up in people's heads that like, oh, they're happy, so they're gonna stay together forever. But outside of it, you know what I'm saying? It could be the total opposite. It could be the total entity of what you thought in your head it really was. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I'm gonna show what it is. I'm gonna show that relationships ain't always, gonna be perfect. Relationships ain't always gonna be, this and that, this way, that way. And I think it's so, I think it's so dragged out that the fact that, when you see people on social media or anywhere, you see them happy, affectionate. That's just an act sometimes, not all the time. They can be really happy with each other, but I think sometimes what they're doing now, they're just showing the act, being like, hey, I love this person and she or he loves me. Nothing's wrong. But the opposite sex can be telling a whole different story. So I think that it needs to be shown in a light that hasn't been really shown in a long time. I think it's shown now, but I think it needs to be shown more on phone, TV, movies, movie theaters, everywhere around the world. Don't really show show the strengths and the weaknesses of a relationship that goes on with it. So that's what I think.